Have you ever felt that certain dates seem to carry a mysterious weight, like they echo with something far beyond the ticking of a clock? Today, I'm going to tell you a story that could completely change the way you see August 5th. Most people pass through this date without a second thought, never realizing they're walking straight into one of heaven's most sacred moments. August 5th is not just another square on the calendar. In the unseen spiritual realm, this day pulses with miraculous energy. It is the feast of the dedication of the Basilica of St. Mary Major in Rome, one of the oldest and most treasured churches in the world, built in honor of the Virgin Mary. But here's what might take your breath away. Padre Pio himself called this basilica the House of the Mother of Miracles, and he had a very personal, deeply moving reason for saying so. Imagine this. Rome in the 4th century. The summer heat is merciless, pressing down like a heavy cloak. Streets shimmer under the blazing Mediterranean sun. Yet, on this very day, August 5th, something utterly unthinkable happened. Snow began to fall. Yes, snow, drifting gently onto Esquiline Hill, right in the heart of summer. This was no coincidence. The Virgin Mary had appeared first to a devout Roman couple and then to the Pope himself, asking that a church be built in the exact place where snow would fall. And when that pure white blanket touched the ground, they knew beyond all doubt that heaven had marked the spot for her house. Padre Pio understood something that many believers overlook. Mary never turns away those who honor her on her special days. With unwavering conviction, he would urge, "Love Our Lady and make others love her. Pray the Rosary. She is the sure path to heaven." And here's what I'm about to share with you. Padre Pio revealed 3 specific practices, 3 spiritual keys that he believed could open the very floodgates of heaven on this sacred day. These are not complex rituals. They are simple yet profound acts that can draw you closer to the Mother of Miracles in a way you may have never experienced before. If you are carrying a burden that feels too heavy for human strength, if there's a miracle your heart has nearly stopped hoping for, what you're about to hear could change everything. For Padre Pio, August 5th held extraordinary power because it commemorates the very place where heaven touched earth through snow. Before we go further, I want you to do something from your heart. If you believe that miracles still happen, if you dare to hope that today could be the day your breakthrough comes, write in the comments, "Mother of Miracles, intercede for me." Your faith, joined with these ancient practices, creates a space where divine intervention can truly become reality. Stay with me until the end, because the 3rd practice Padre Pio spoke of is so powerful it might just be the missing key to the answer you've been longing for. The Mother of Miracles is waiting. But to understand why Padre Pio cherished August 5th so deeply, we must travel back into ancient Rome, into a story that feels like it leapt straight from the pages of Scripture. The year was 358 AD. Rome lay under the fierce blaze of the Mediterranean sun. But in the heart of that ancient city, heaven was preparing to sign its name across the sky. A wealthy Roman couple, Giovanni and his wife, had long prayed for guidance on how to use their fortune for God's glory. Night after night, they knelt before their humble altar, begging Mary to show them the way. And then, on the night of August 4th, something extraordinary happened. As they slept, the Virgin Mary appeared to them in a dream so vivid, so alive, that they awoke with the same vision burning in their hearts. Yet, she had not appeared only to them. We left off with Giovanni and his wife awakening from a vision so real it burned in their hearts. That same night, Pope Liberius had the exact same vision. Mary's words were unmistakable. Build me a church where you find snow tomorrow. In August, in Rome, where the summer heat could push past 100 degrees. When dawn broke on August 5th, Giovanni and his wife hurried toward the Esquiline Hill, their steps quickened by an unshakable pull in their hearts. And there spread before them like a flawless white carpet from heaven lay fresh snow. The sight was breathtaking, unreal against the golden heat of the morning sun. At that very moment, Pope Liberius arrived. Side by side, they traced the snowy outline that heaven itself had drawn. The snow had fallen in a perfect rectangle, marking precisely where Mary's house was to be built. This was no ordinary event. It was Mary's way of saying, I want to be close to my children. I want a place where heaven's mercy flows freely. For more than 1,600 years, the Basilica of St. Mary Major has stood as that place, a radiant beacon of hope. There, saints and sinners alike, the weary, the broken-hearted, and the desperate have come. And Mary has never turned a single one away. Padre Pio carried this history deep within his soul. Time and again, he told his spiritual children, Mary is not just the mother of Jesus, she is the mother of miracles, and those who come to her with sincere hearts will never leave empty-handed. To him, August 5th was not simply a feast day. It was the anniversary of divine intervention, a day when heaven leans just a little closer to earth. But what set Padre Pio apart was this. He didn't only mark the day with devotion. He had discovered very specific ways to draw upon the spiritual power of this sacred anniversary. 3 practices that, when done with faith on August 5th, could open channels of grace often closed on ordinary days. And before we step into the first of these life-changing practices, I have something precious to share with you. Many of you have asked about going deeper in prayer, especially in your connection to the Rosary. Padre Pio often said the Rosary was his weapon against darkness, his direct line to Mary's heart. That's why we've created a special gift for you, our ebook, The Power of the Rosary with Padre Pio, Miracles, Protection, and Divine Graces. Inside, you'll discover how to pray the Rosary with deeper devotion, read testimonies of miracles experienced through it, and learn Padre Pio's most impactful teachings on prayer. You'll also receive a 30-day prayer guide with daily intentions to strengthen your faith, plus special prayers for protection, healing, and liberation. The Rosary was Padre Pio's greatest weapon, and today it can be yours too. To download it, simply click the link pinned in the comments. Now, we arrive at the first practice Padre Pio revealed for this sacred day, one that might challenge everything you thought you knew about prayer. He called it the Rosary of the Impossible, not of the difficult, not of the unlikely, but of what feels utterly beyond reach. Here's where many of us misunderstand prayer. We tend to pray for what seems reasonable, a new job, restored health, peace in the family. These are beautiful intentions, but Padre Pio understood something deeper. When we dare to pray for what appears humanly hopeless, we place ourselves entirely in God's hands, relying on His power rather than our own. And this is where our journey takes a bold step forward. We now step beyond the limits of human reasoning and into the very realm of divine intervention. Padre Pio would speak with unshakable conviction. The Rosary is the weapon for times of darkness. No soul is lost if it clings to the Rosary. But on August 5th, his teaching carried an even more extraordinary weight. He urged the faithful to bring their most hopeless intentions, those that seem utterly impossible, straight to Mary's feet. So ask yourself, What is that one situation in your life that even doctors shake their heads at? Which relationship feels shattered beyond repair? What financial burden seems to have no earthly solution? Which loved one appears trapped forever in the grip of addiction, bitterness, or despair? That is exactly what you are to bring into the rosary today. Here was Padre Pio's simple yet powerful approach. Take your rosary in hand. It doesn't need to be ornate or blessed. Mary looks at the heart, not the beads. Find your quiet space, your bedroom, your car, a quiet chapel corner, or even a bathroom if it's the only place you can be alone. Heaven meets us exactly where we are. Before the very first Hail Mary, hold the rosary close to your heart and speak these words. Mary, Mother of Miracles, today is your special day. I offer this rosary for what my heart has almost stopped asking for. I bring you what seems beyond hope, trusting that what defeats human wisdom becomes clay in divine hands. I place my complete trust in your maternal intercession. As you begin each decade, don't rush. Let every Hail Mary carry the full weight of your impossible intention. Padre Pio taught that Mary does not simply hear our words, she feels them. And when you say, Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, let your heart spill out the very hopelessness you've been carrying. Why is this so powerful? Because when you pray for what seems unreachable, you admit you've reached the end of your own strength. You're saying, Mary, I cannot fix this, but I believe you can intercede for a miracle. That kind of surrender creates a space for heaven to move in ways that ordinary prayer sometimes cannot. Maria learned this truth 3 years ago. Estranged from her daughter for over a decade, every attempt at reconciliation had ended in pain and silence. But on August 5th, she prayed the rosary of the impossible, asking only for her daughter's heart to soften. 2 weeks later, her phone rang. It was her daughter calling for the first time in 10 years, saying she didn't understand why, but felt compelled to reach out. Today, they share a closeness they once thought was lost forever. Still, Padre Pio gave this warning. Do not pray this rosary unless you are ready for real, even dramatic change. When Mary moves in the realm of the humanly impossible, the results often come in ways we never imagined. Be prepared for God to answer in His perfect timing and His perfect way. One that may look entirely different from what you expected. When you finish, pray this from your heart. Mary, I trust in your powerful intercession. What is unreachable for me is within your loving care. I surrender this intention completely to you and wait for your answer with unwavering faith. The beauty of this rosary is that it can be prayed anywhere, stuck in traffic, beside a hospital bed, or lying awake at 3 a.m. Mary is always listening, always ready to carry your impossible burdens to her Son. And yet, this is only the first step. Because Padre Pio's second practice for August 5th goes even deeper. What if I told you that the secret to receiving from heaven is not found in asking more, but in giving more? The next practice turns our very understanding of prayer upside down. Most believers turn to Mary when they need something. But Padre Pio understood a deeper truth, one that changes the entire nature of our relationship with her. He often reminded his spiritual children, a true spiritual relationship is not built only on receiving, it is also built on sacrificing. Think about it. We're so often focused on what we want from heaven that we forget. Heaven also desires something from us. Not because God needs our offerings, He is complete in Himself, but because our giving forms a spiritual bond that mere asking can never create. On August 5th, Padre Pio encouraged the faithful to make a personal offering to Mary. Not for show, not for obligation, but as a sincere gift of love, participating in the same spirit that once moved Giovanni and his wife to dedicate their fortune to building her basilica. And here's the beauty of it. Mary does not measure the size of the gift. She measures the love with which it is given. This is not about grand gestures or costly treasures. It is about meaningful sacrifice, something that costs you, even if it seems small in the eyes of the world. Padre Pio's guidance was strikingly practical. Your offering could be as simple as lighting a candle in your home, placing it before an image of Mary, and whispering, "Lady, let your light enter my house and drive away every shadow." That single flame becomes a quiet declaration that you want her presence to shine into every hidden corner of your life. Your offering might be fasting, skipping a meal today, and offering that hunger as prayer. When the pangs come, let them remind you that Mary once knew the deeper hunger of watching her son suffer. Your small sacrifice is joined to her great sacrifice, weaving a thread of spiritual connection across the centuries. Or perhaps your offering is silence. In our world of constant noise, spending an hour away from phones, music, and distractions becomes a rare and precious gift. Use that silence not to request anything, but simply to be with Mary, resting in her presence, acknowledging her maternal care over your life. Even pain itself, whether physical or emotional, can become an offering. Padre Pio, who bore the wounds of Christ in his own body, often said, "Offer your pain to Mary, and she will turn it into a prayer more powerful than words." When suffering presses in, instead of asking, "Why me?" try praying, "Mary, I offer this pain for the conversion of sinners, for peace in my family, for the healing of those who suffer more than I do." The key is intentionality. Whatever you choose to offer, candle, fast, silence, or pain, do it consciously, as a deliberate gift of love. Before you act, pause and say, "Mary, Mother of Miracles, I offer this small sacrifice as a sign of my love and trust. I do not give this to earn your favor, but to show gratitude for your constant care." Something changes when you shift from only asking to also giving. Your relationship with Mary moves from one-sided petition to genuine spiritual friendship. You begin to understand she is not only there to solve your problems, she is there to walk with you through every season of life. Thomas discovered this truth the hard way. Struggling with his teenage son's rebellion, he had spent years praying for change. But after hearing Padre Pio's teaching, he began making small, daily offerings, a skipped morning coffee, a held-back retort during an argument, each given to Mary for his son's heart. Months later, the walls began to crumble. His son started talking to him again, and today they share the bond Thomas had longed for. Your offering doesn't need to follow a set formula or happen every day. Mary treasures sincerity far above structure. And when you give with love, something in your own heart begins to transform. But Padre Pio's guidance did not stop there. His third and final practice for August 5th carries a spiritual intensity unlike the others, because it invites you to stand in the gap for others in a way that can change eternal destinies. What matters most is not the size of your gift, but that you choose to give something, however small, as an expression of love and devotion. End your offering with this simple prayer. Mary, accept this small gift from my heart. Transform it into blessings for my family, for those I love, and for the souls who most need your maternal care. But there is still one more practice, and it is the most transformative of all. Prepare yourself. What I'm about to share is not just another prayer. It is a spiritual revolution, something that can completely reshape the course of your life. Padre Pio called it the renewed consecration, and it goes far beyond simply asking Mary for help. This practice is about surrendering your entire life into her maternal guardianship. Here's where many people misunderstand consecration. They think it's something you do once, perhaps during a retreat, a pilgrimage, or a special ceremony, and then it's done. But Padre Pio revealed the truth. Consecration is like marriage. The vow you make at the beginning is only the starting point. The relationship deepens through daily renewal, through choosing again and again to entrust yourself completely to Mary's guidance. Imagine this. The wisest, most loving mother in the universe offers to personally guide your decisions, protect your every step, and lead you safely through every storm. Would you say yes? That's exactly what consecration to Mary is. You are not merely asking for her prayers, you are inviting her to take charge of your spiritual life, to shield your family, and to bring you ever closer to her Son. Padre Pio would say with absolute certainty, whoever gives themselves to the heart of Mary will be led in peace to the heart of Jesus. This is not just poetic language, it is spiritual reality. Mary's one desire is to lead souls to Christ. And when you consecrate yourself to her, she becomes your spiritual mother in the most practical and personal sense, guiding you through trials and triumphs alike. It's important to understand. Consecration is not about losing your freedom or becoming passive. It's about gaining divine protection and direction. When you are under Mary's maternal mantle, she shields you from dangers you can't see, opens doors you thought were forever closed, and softens hearts you believed were hardened beyond hope. The prayer of consecration does not need to be elaborate or formal. Padre Pio taught that sincerity matters infinitely more than eloquence. On this sacred day, find a moment of stillness. If you have an image of Mary, kneel before it. If not, simply lift your eyes toward heaven. Place your hands over your heart and speak these words with all the trust you can muster. Mary, my Mother and Queen, today I consecrate my heart completely to you. I place my worries, my fears, my hopes, and my dreams into your maternal care. Take my family under your protection. Guide my decisions with your wisdom. When I am confused, be my clarity. When I am weak, be my strength. When I am afraid, be my courage. I do not just ask for your prayers. I ask you to take charge of my spiritual life and lead me safely to your Son, Jesus. Then add this final offering. Mary, I consecrate not just this day, but this entire month to you. Whatever challenges come, whatever joys unfold, I want to face them all under your maternal guidance. If it is God's will, work the miracle I carry in my heart, but above all, work the miracle of making me more like your Son. And what happens when you make this consecration? Padre Pio assured the faithful that Mary begins working immediately, often, in ways you may not recognize at first. She rearranges situations, protects you from unseen harm, and gently steers your heart toward God's will. Sometimes the most important miracle is not what changes around you, but what changes within you. August 5th is more than a date. It is a doorway into grace. Step through it with faith, and let the Mother of Miracles lead you where heaven has been waiting all along. From that moment of consecration, Mary begins quietly working, arranging circumstances, softening hearts, opening new opportunities, and placing her mantle of protection around you. You may notice certain temptations losing their grip. Relationships once strained may begin to heal. Doors you thought were sealed shut may open. And in the places of your life that once felt restless or chaotic, an unexplainable peace begins to take root. The key to keeping this consecration alive is in its daily renewal. Each morning, before you step into the day, pause and whisper, "Mary, today again I place myself under your care." And each evening, before sleep, thank her for the unseen ways she has guided and guarded you. This is not superstition, nor an empty tradition. It is entering the same relationship with Mary that the apostles themselves experienced after Jesus ascended into heaven. They turned to her for wisdom, for comfort, for strength. And when you consecrate yourself to her, you join that same apostolic family sharing in a bond that has endured for centuries. August 5th is the perfect day for such a consecration because it celebrates the very place where heaven chose to plant Mary's house on earth. Spiritually, when you consecrate yourself today, you are stepping into that basilica, placing yourself under the same maternal protection that has sheltered countless souls for over 1,600 years. The snow that fell in ancient Rome was only the beginning. Today, Mary desires to work an even greater miracle, the transformation of your heart. In this journey, you have discovered the 3 sacred practices Padre Pio treasured for August 5th. 1. The Rosary of the Impossible, bringing your most hopeless situations to Mary's maternal heart. 2. The Offering of the Heart, giving something meaningful as a sign of your love and trust. 3. The Renewed Consecration, entrusting your entire life to her protective care. These are not mere devotions, they are keys that can unlock the same heavenly power that once caused snow to fall in the heat of summer. When you practice them with sincere faith, you are, in a spiritual sense, standing in the Basilica of St. Mary Major, where heaven and earth meet, where divine intervention becomes real. Think about it. The same Mary who appeared to Giovanni and his wife, who guided the building of her miraculous basilica, who has answered prayers for over 16 centuries, is the very same Mary who hears your voice today. Her love has not diminished. Her power to intercede has not weakened. Her desire to help you has not changed. Padre Pio knew this beyond all doubt. That's why he told his spiritual children with unshakable confidence, "Don't be troubled. You are in the hands of the Mother of God, and whoever is with her does not fall." August 5th is not just a date. It is an open invitation from heaven. It is Mary saying to you personally, "Come into my house. Bring me your heaviest burdens. Let me be your mother in the deepest, most real way." The miracle of the snow was the beginning. The miracle she longs to work in your life could begin today if you will take these 3 practices and make them your own. If this message has stirred something within you, if you feel called to draw nearer to the Mother of Miracles, write in the comments, "Mother of Miracles, pray for me." Share this video with someone who needs to encounter Mary's love. Let them know that right now, heaven is leaning close to earth. My dear friends, do not let this sacred day pass without responding to her invitation. If these teachings have touched your heart, I ask you be part of this mission. We are not merely creating videos. We are building a spiritual family, a community of believers who know that faith can move mountains and that miracles are still alive today. When you click like, you tell us these messages matter. When you share them, you become a missionary of hope to someone who desperately needs it. And when you become a channel member, you join a sacred mission to spread Padre Pio's wisdom to hearts across the world. Together, as children of the same Heavenly Mother, we can touch countless lives with the transforming power of faith. Thank you for walking this beautiful journey with us. Until we meet again, may Mary's blessings surround you always.